For years, Bali was the poster child of paradise. But behind the beaches and temples, something is quietly breaking. The island that once thrived on tourism's energy now struggles beneath its weight. The dream destination is running out of balance. To visitors, it still looks like heaven. To locals, it's starting to feel like a trap. Because when paradise becomes an industry, perfection becomes pressure, and pressure always leaves a scar. The cracks began quietly. Rising costs, crowded beaches, strained water supplies. Then came the flood of influencers, investors, and fast money. Everyone wanted a piece of paradise, and piece by piece, paradise disappeared. Bali's charm was always its soul. Humble, spiritual, self-sustained. But that soul is now being priced out of its own island. Locals who once welcomed guests with open arms now struggle to afford their own neighborhoods. The pandemic should have been a reset. Instead, it exposed the truth. Without tourism, Bali discovered how fragile it had become. The streets went silent, villas emptied, and thousands lost their livelihoods overnight. But when planes returned, the same mistakes came back with them, only louder, faster, and more demanding. The new wave of tourism isn't about exploration, it's about validation. People don't come to discover Bali anymore. They come to display it. Luxury has replaced learning. Instagram has replaced intention. And the island's quiet spirituality is being drowned by the noise of entitlement. You see it in the traffic jams outside sacred temples. You feel it in the plastic floating near coral reefs. Tourism, once a gift, has become a storm that never ends. Hotels rise faster than rice fields can regrow. The jungle shrinks while profit expands. And every time a new resort opens, another village loses its water. Because tourism doesn't just consume, it competes. And now, locals are competing for what was once free. Clean air, space, serenity. The Balinese spirit still endures. Graceful, patient, forgiving. But even patience has limits. And beneath the smiles, there's fatigue. The quiet exhaustion of being everyone's paradise but your own. The government calls it recovery. The investors call it growth, but the people who live here call it something different: imbalance. Money is returning, but meaning is not. The island's wealth grows on paper while its essence fades in silence. And no one seems ready to admit it. Tourism brings opportunity, yes, but also dependency. The more the island relies on outsiders, the less control it has over its own future. That's the tragedy of paradise. The more it's desired, the less it belongs to those who protect it. Because when the economy is built on being admired, authenticity becomes an act. The truth is, Bali doesn't need saving, it needs slowing. Its crisis isn't collapse, it's overload. The island can survive fewer tourists, but not careless ones. And yet that's exactly what it keeps attracting. Bali's beaches still look golden at sunset. But the sand hides a story no one tells in the brochures. Each wave carries traces of waste, plastic bottles, microfibers, fragments of a paradise oversold. The sea is full, but not of life. Rivers that once ran clear now carry the island's exhaustion. Every resort flushes its promise into the ocean. The problem isn't tourism itself, it's the kind of tourism that forgets where it stands, that treats paradise like a product, not a privilege. Every villa needs water for its pools. Every cafe needs power for its neon dreams. And every convenience takes from the same island that's already running dry. In some villages, wells have turned salty. The rice fields that defined Bali's beauty now crack under heat and neglect. Farmers are trading their harvests for hospitality jobs that vanish with seasons. This is the quiet collapse, not visible from the resorts, but felt in the rhythm of everyday life. Locals speak politely, but the tone is changing. Gratitude is turning into fatigue. The same tourists who come for authentic experiences often disrespect the very culture they seek. Temples turned into photo shoots. Sacred dances interrupted by drones. Even respect has become content. In Ubud and Canggu, the contrast grows sharper every year. Cafes built for digital nomads overlook families struggling to pay rent. Land once owned for generations now belongs to corporations abroad, and the profit that Bali generates rarely stays on the island. Every eco-resort promises sustainability. Few can explain what that really means. Solar panels on the roof don't balance the damage done to build them. The new Bali sells peace, but peace doesn't live in traffic jams. The island's spirit survives, but it's gasping. It survives in the ceremonies, in the prayers whispered before dawn, in the incense rising above chaos. But it's harder now. Harder to keep the sacred untouched when everything sacred has a price tag. And the people carrying the island's soul are the ones earning the least from it. For many locals, tourism feels like a double-edged sword. It feeds and it drains. Without it, the economy collapses. With it, the culture erodes. This is the paradox of paradise. The same thing that sustains it is slowly consuming it. And everyone is too afraid to admit that the balance is gone. Authorities celebrate the return of visitors, yet few ask whether the island can handle them. Infrastructure built for millions is breaking under billions of dreams. Water, waste, and wages, all stretched thinner than the beaches at high tide. And still, more flights land each day, chasing the image of serenity that no longer exists. Bali is beginning to push back, quietly but firmly. New restrictions on unruly tourists, new fines for disrespect. Locals are reclaiming their dignity one rule at a time. They're asking visitors to learn before they consume. Because paradise isn't free and it's not infinite. It demands respect as much as it offers beauty. The new Bali will not tolerate being treated like a playground. It's asking to be treated like a home. But some travelers are listening. A new movement is forming. Small, slow, intentional. People coming not to conquer experiences, but to coexist. They're staying longer, spending deeper, and learning the rhythms of the land. They understand that the future of travel isn't excess, it's empathy. These travelers are discovering a different kind of luxury, silence. The kind that doesn't come from isolation, but from understanding. They share meals with locals instead of taking pictures of them. They walk the rice terraces without Wi-Fi, hearing only water and wind. That's the real Bali, the one that doesn't need filters, the one that survives outside the spotlight. It doesn't perform for applause, it simply endures. The people here have always known how to rebuild, but rebuilding requires honesty. And honesty is what the tourism industry fears most. Because if the world admits Bali is breaking, the illusion of perfection collapses with it. But maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe only when paradise falls can it finally heal. The island doesn't need another marketing campaign. It needs boundaries. It needs tourists who see themselves not as guests, but as guardians. For those who truly love Bali, the message is clear. Protect what you came to find. Leave no trace, take no shortcuts, and give more than you consume. Because this island doesn't owe you beauty, it shares it with trust. And that trust is running out. Bali's crisis isn't loud, it's quiet, like a temple bell fading in the distance. But the echo still carries a warning. A paradise that serves everyone serves no one well. If it becomes too perfect for visitors, it becomes impossible for locals. And without its people, Bali is just another postcard. The future isn't hopeless, it's conditional. The choice belongs to travelers now. To value the experience or exploit it. To help paradise breathe or choke it with attention. Because beauty can't exist without balance. And balance begins with awareness. Bali doesn't need more tourists. It needs better ones. If that shift happens, the island can rise again. Not as a product, but as a teacher. It can remind the world that true luxury isn't convenience. It's coexistence. That beauty is not a backdrop. It's a bond. And paradise doesn't belong to those who find it first. It belongs to those who keep it alive.